Hello, my name's Ben Stockwell, the Director of Property Management here at Ray White Inner Brisbane Apartments. On behalf of myself and Colin Walsh, our Managing Director, welcome to our May monthly wrap. Now, first and foremost, I want every single one to please put in your calendar the 9th of July 2025. It's an exciting event where we're going to be holding an investor evening where we're going to have the Ray White economists come along, Loan Market, our partners in finance, as well as you'll be hearing from Colin Walsh himself, and we'll be talking about what the Brisbane City is going to be doing over the next 5 years. In addition to that, we'll be talking about self-managed super funds, new rules, how to leverage different financial opportunities and trusts. We'll also have an accountant who's going to be speaking at the event as well. So it's really exciting. It's a 6 p.m. kickoff, again on the 9th of July 2025. So mark that one in the calendars. I will send out a formal invitation to all of our investors, and we'd hope to see you there or joining us online. So we will live stream this as well. It will be at our corporate office at 111 Eagle Street. Now, let's get into the May wrap. So we had a phenomenal month in May. We have seen so much tenant activity, which is just fantastic. So as we heard in the last sort of February months, we have had a really strong start to the year. Now that did dip in April, so we did see the tenant inquiry and rents, for example, sort of go a little bit stagnant there in April, but we've started to push home again in May. So we're seeing rents again have more wriggle room, pushing those boundaries up to test the market of what is possible. So we will always do that for our investors. We will always push the boundaries of what is possible. We are the market leaders in the Brisbane City, so we want to set the benchmark of what is possible for our investors. So again, a really strong May. Now, as we look forward, we're now in June and we're also heading forward to July. So because the activity was so strong in May, we're hoping that that activity will continue on into the June-July periods. July should be typically and historically a good month for us as well. Okay, so that's sort of what's happening there. Our average days on market, for example, around 17 days at the moment. So that's up from 14, which we saw earlier in the year around that February-March period. We all know February-March period is the best time to rent. And then we're sort of looking towards July is going to be probably the second best, but again, a really strong May for us. So we're really proud of that month, which is just phenomenal. Now, I'm also in the month of June, which means it is end of financial year. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that and probably finish on that specifically. But our team has been working hard to ensure that we are well prepared for end of financial year, making sure that we have strategies in place to make sure all your invoices are paid on time before that financial year. Now, if you're working with your property manager and you have any large scale expenses that you want in this financial year, please feel free to reach out to them or myself and start having a conversation about possibly contributing some funds to that to make sure that it will be paid in this financial year. The strategy that we've put in place is pretty much all of our invoices will be putting as the due date of the 13th of June. We'll then be flagging any overdue accounts that will not have enough funds on the 16th of June, allowing plenty of time for our investors to be able to contribute to maybe large strata accounts or large scale works that you've been conducting if we've been doing some renovations at the property. And then we'll sort of be looking at planning those finances to make sure it's all cleared by the 30th of June. Everything will go back to normal, obviously, in the next financial year, so bills will be due as per normal. However, we wanted to make sure that they were all paid in this financial year for you, as obviously that is one of the most important times of year for us and your accountants, right? So if you have any questions or concerns around the end of financial year, please do not hesitate to reach out to your property manager. They are well equipped, well trained, and we have had good sessions on what needs to happen. Now, the other thing that I'll ask all investors to do as well, just check your wallets as well. We're currently doing an audit of those just to make sure that your auto pays are all set and making sure that you're obviously receiving all of your money. And some of you are thinking, possibly well, who wouldn't know that they're getting their money? And the answer to that is you would be surprised. So I want to make sure that everyone's got their auto pays turned on and you are receiving your regular income. Now that's probably it from me at the moment. So again, end of financial year, very big month. The only things that I'll also continue to remind our investors is that we are still continuing on the 2025 goal. And what is that goal? Upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. So we are working with many of our investors. So we are working with all of you at Lease Renewals is a pivotal time where we're looking at proactive opportunities to do small upgrades to your property to increase yields. And again, remember, we do have finance partners who can help you look at refinancing and using some of the equity that you've built in that property to be able to achieve these upgrades. Also remember, when you are doing upgrades to your property, you are increasing the capital value of it. So if you want an updated sales appraisal afterwards, then please reach out to us. Realistically, I've done some really good case studies on this, and the capital value growth that we have seen in line with our rental yield increases, as well as obviously the works we've done to the apartments, have increased capital values upwards of $50,000, right? Every property is different. So don't just say, oh, I'm going to get $50,000 extra. No, we have to do appropriate evaluations of your property, what upgrades are needed, what yields are going to be increased, and then the potential capital value return, right? So we need to invest in that time to make sure that we're evaluating your property, and it's certainly something we want to talk to all of our investors about. Usually a pivotal moment of that, is lease renewals. So that's when you'll hear from us, and that's when we're sort of talking and evaluating what needs to be done and what can we do to uplift that property. Now, one of the biggest things where we've seen a massive impact is hybrid flooring. So if you haven't considered it, consider hybrid flooring. There's a lot of work that goes into it, don't get me wrong. There's body corporate approvals, there's in some buildings there's acoustic testing requirements. There's a lot of different things that go into these sort of improvements, but let me tell you that hybrid flooring is making a massive impact in the rental prices, but also making sure that your property remains attractive for tenants for years to come. All of it comes with a 15-year warranty, and again, you're increasing the capital value, yields, and also making your property really attractive in the market, which means that you have a lower vacancy rate. So if your competitors are a little bit tired, a little bit worn, then you're obviously uplifting that and getting those quality tenants to you. That's it from me. Thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. That is our May monthly wrap, and thank you again for taking the time to listen to me today.